So you know what they say, if you don't like Atlanta traffic, just wait about 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, they say it about the weather too, right? You never know what you're going to see. This morning we had a bit of a mess out there on I-20. Let's bring in the Gridlock Guy, Doug Turnbull. He's in the traffic impact tracker, and that's where you'll find him pretty much every day. Welcome back to the show, Doug, and tell us about that backup that you had this morning.
Lord have mercy. So concurrently, we had 400 North shut down, a big tractor trailer problem on 285, and then we had I-20 eastbound shut down in Rockdale County. I made a call to find out why, and there were beer instruments all over the road. There were beer kegs and cases and spirits. So we shot some video of that. Photog Stephen Boise and I did. And 20 East was shut east of Sigmund Road completely for several minutes. They eventually opened 2 left lanes and took the rest of the morning cleaning up that precious cargo, Chesley. And I'm sorry, man, I wasn't able to hop the fence and grab you any.
Yeah, somebody's wedding is going to be messed up, man. Now we're going to have to bring them some extra spirits or something like that. Glad that's all cleaned up. Now your latest column it says that's not always the case. Walk us through what you saw recently.
Well, for sure. So actually, we saw this morning, too. But a couple of weeks ago, Boise and I here, who's driving me right now, we were trying to get close to a wreck or a backup on I-20 eastbound in Douglas County. And we were trying to enter at Post Road. And as we were waiting to turn left at the traffic signal, there were cars coming toward us on the one-way ramp. We actually had to wait for them to clear out to even make the turn. And then we came down the ramp, and there were more cars driving right at us. 10 miles an hour or less. Our lives weren't in danger, but it is an illegal and dangerous activity. So I got my phone out right here and started filming him from the passenger seat and put a video up that I did not expect to go as viral as it did, and it's literally had millions of views now. And a lot of people agree with me that it was illegal, inexcusable behavior, but then there was 30 or 40% that thought that I was being a wuss and I should leave him alone. So I want to point out to people that while police sometimes, Chesley, direct people to go the wrong way, you should never do that without police direction. You shouldn't take it in your own hands because you're entering into a space where people aren't expecting you, and things could go wrong when that happens.
Yeah, that's an accident waiting to happen. What was going through your head when you saw that, besides getting your phone out, what was going through your head when you saw that those cars coming toward you?
Mainly profanity, to be honest. I was really upset that people do it, but it's not, and I'm trying to be polite, but it was not the first time I've seen it. I flew 20 years, or I covered Atlanta traffic over 20 years, 21 years. So we see this a lot. People do desperate things when they're stuck. And while I didn't feel like I was in danger, when I was outraged in the video talking about it and upset on the air on Channel 11 here and 11Alive talking about it, it's more like what happens to somebody else that isn't expecting it, or maybe to the person that is also distracted themselves and there's a car coming right at them. So that's where the outrage comes from, and also just at the selfishness people have. If you create another crash or block emergency lanes or create another distraction in midst of another emergency, you then delay the responders from treating the bigger problem, and it's all because somebody was selfish.
Would you say that has become the culture here because of the way traffic is here in Atlanta? Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, we are all wired to think about ourselves first, unfortunately. But I think COVID isolated us. You can go to all these social issues that cause that. But in our cars, we're in these, as Ron Burgundy would say, glass cases of emotion, okay? And I think that separates us from other drivers differently than if we were passing them by in a supermarket. And I think that we end up being more selfish, for sure. And that's why I think in driving, or whether driving, cycling, pedestrian, if you're a MARTA, whatever, we're all part of a greater commuting community. And it takes cooperation from everybody to make it go more smoothly, and that's certainly not what we were seeing there in Douglasville 2 weeks ago.
So, Doug, I have a plane to catch, all right, and we're stuck behind this long backup here. What's your advice for me, to get to the airport, or should I just sit there and kind of take it and just wait just to be safe?
If you're actually stuck, well, first off, before you leave, you need to check traffic at 11alive.com or watch our reports every morning. Rachel Cox Rosen to me. But if you get stuck somewhere, something happens brand new, you just have to accept you're stuck, all right, and wait for police to direct you. If you can make an exit, get off of the exit, take an alternate route. But sometimes it is not worth putting yourself or other people in danger ever to make that flight. Sometimes you're just stuck.
All right, Doug Turnbull, keeping us safe on the roads, my friend. Hopefully you won't run into anything like that again. But we know you take out your phone and show it to us. We really appreciate that. Doug Turnbull, folks.
Always there for you, Chesley. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. You can read Doug's latest column and follow all of his Gridlock Guy Chronicles online at 11alive.com.